passing through. I'm grateful that I felt this when I looked at you. So take my hand tomorrow, let's see what we can build. Not from urgent promises, but from a space fulfilled. And if my heart is falling, it's falling wide awake, choosing love with open eyes. For its own sake.
Found it in the bottom drawer, under old receipts and pens. Notebook filled with younger lines from who I was back then. Pages edged in faded blue, corners slightly torn. Dreams I wrote in careful ink before I learned to know. I used to talk about it like it was already mine, like time was wide and endless, like I would always find the courage and the moment, the perfect open door. But years began to layer up, and I stopped keeping score. Not too late for this, that's what the silence said when I held those fragile days close against my chest. Not too late to try again, or take a different turn. Some fires don't disappear, they quietly wait to burn. The piano moves in rising chords, gentle but aware. Pressures keep us steady course, like breathing in fresh air. The bass line hums beneath it, low and reassuring, like something deep inside of me, still steady and enduring. There were jobs that felt important, bills that had to be paid, responsibilities growing in the choices that I made. I told myself the dream was something meant for youth, a chapter closed politely by practical truth. But reading those old sentences, I saw it wasn't gone, just folded up for safekeeping, waiting to be drawn. The spark inside the margins, the hope between each line, wasn't asking for permission, it was asking for my time. Not too late for this, even if I'm not the same, even if the road ahead looks nothing like the frame I once imagined clearly. In that younger mind, growth isn't losing wonder, it's learning to redefine. Oh, you don't have to be who you were to begin. There's wisdom in the waiting, there's strength inside delay. Sometimes life prepares you in a slower hidden way. Maybe all the detours, all the steady years built a kind of courage stronger than my fears. I place the notebook on the desk where I can see it stand, not as a quiet memory, but as a living plan. The future doesn't show with impossible display. It looks like small consistent steps, starting here today. Not too late for this, that truth feels calm and clear. No frantic intention, no sudden atmosphere, just willingness to honor what still feels alive. To give that early vision another chance to thrive. You're not behind. You're not behind. You're becoming. mature with patience. They don't expire with age. They simply change their shape as we turn another page. Not too late for this, not too far to go. The pace may look different, but it's mine and it will grow. And somewhere in that jungle, I see a quiet sign. The dream was never leaving, it was waiting for its time.
I watched you standing by the doorway, keys resting in your hand. The way you pause before you leave, I understand. There's a quiet in that moment between the here and there, where childhood lingers softly. In the way you brush your hair, you no longer need me to pack your careful days. You've grown into decisions in your thoughtful steady way. Still I see the younger you running through your heart, laughing without measure, not afraid to fall. I try to teach you balance without holding you too tight, to offer steady presence but not eclipse your light. There were nights I questioned if I had said enough, if I had given guidance without making it too rough. You learn by doing, by becoming, by testing every scene, by shaping your own boundaries, by naming every dream. The world will ask for many things, it may demand your speed, but never trade your centered breath for someone else's deep. You don't have to shine the loudest to prove that you are strong. Strength can live in softness and still carry you on. There will be rooms that question you and voices that compare, but trust the calm inside your chest, it's always been there. I watch you choose with courage, even when unsure. I've seen you speak with kindness, balanced, warm and pure. Not flawless, not rehearsed, but real in every tone. You stand in your own rhythm, unapologetically your own. If ever doubt should visit and whisper you are small, remember how you learned to walk by rising from each fall. I did not lift you endlessly or clear your path ahead. I stood nearby with open hands and let your steps be led, not by fear of losing or by my careful view, but by the steady pulse that has always been in you. You are not my unfinished dream, nor proof of what I've done. You are a life unfolding, independent as the sun. Carry what feels honest, leave what weighs you down. You don't owe the world a crown, just walk with lifted ground. Let your laughter ring unfiltered, let your silence rest. You don't need permission to choose what suits you best. And when you build your future in places far from you, know that love does not diminish across the edge of time. I will not hold you back, nor measure what you gain. I'll stand in quiet gratitude for who you've chosen to remain. So when you step into your own life without a borrowed frame, remember home is not a place, it's the courage in your name. engine hums beneath my hands, a low and steady tone. Dashboard lights in muted blue say I am not alone. The road ahead is open wide, no traffic pressing near, just scattered lights along the line, like markers clear. I didn't leave to run away or silence any fear. I left to feel the quiet stretch of open atmosphere. Windows cracked to let it in, cool against my skin. Music barely above a whisper, letting thought drift in. The city fades behind the curve, buildings shrinking small in the rearview mirror, so I see it all. Not as weight or tangled noise, but chapters neatly placed. Moments lived and moments lost, all gently faced. The highway keeps a measured pace, white lines passing by like brush drums in steady time. Underneath the sky, I loosen both my careful grip on things I cannot steer. Let the present fill the car without a trace of fear. There's something honest in the dark when headlights carve the way. It doesn't ask for performance or brighter display, just direction and intention. Focused and aligned, the world reduced to forward motion, clear inside my mind. I think of conversations held and ones I left unsaid. They don't feel sharp or heavy now, just resting in my head. The radio plays something warm, a chord that feels like home. I hum along without a plan, comfortable alone. Street signs flashing quiet rhythm, green against the night, each one offering a choice, left or right. But I don't need to chase a turn or search for something new. This drive itself is enough, clear and true. There's no destination fixed, no clock I must obey, just miles unfolding calmly under silver gray overpass. Beneath an overpass, sound shifting for a beat, then opening again, wide and complete. The steering wheel feels steady, balanced in my palm. Every breath a gentle claim of grounded calm. I remember nights in motion, felt like restless flight when driving and avoiding thoughts I couldn't fight. But tonight is different. There's no edge to smooth, no urgency to outrun or anything to prove. I go beside a lookout point, city far below, lights scattered like constellations in softened glow. I turn the engine off and sit in lingering hush. The silence does not press on me or rush. It feels expansive, patient, like something meant to be, a pocket of unmeasured time, just for me. When I start the car again and merge back into lane, I carry no escape, but I regain. Midnight does not swallow or blur what I have known. It sharpens gentle focus on the life I own. And as the road keeps stretching under starry sky, I move in quiet certainty, unhurried as I try.
Ticket stub between my fingers, edges slightly torn, posters fading in the hall. From weekends long outworn, popcorn scent still in the air, salt and butter thin, neon arrows blinking slow, calling no one in. The usher barely looks at me as I pass the door. Only 5 of us tonight, scattered across the floor. Seats that once held crowded nights now rest in quiet red. Whispers bouncing lightly while louder lines were said. Last show in row K, screen already dim, trailers fading into dark, edges soft and slim. Projector hung behind the wall, steady, low, discreet, a beam of light cutting through dust and rising heat. The piano leans in tender chords, wide and cinematic. Brushes mark a patient sway, unhurried, automatic. The bass line hums beneath it, deep like distant drums, a grounding undercurrent as the feature finally comes. The opening scene unfolds in colors cool and wide, faces larger than the room, stories magnified. Laughter from the back row, soft and slightly late, shared reactions ripple across the narrow space. I used to chase the premieres, crowds and opening night, lines around the corner, cameras flashing bright. But there's a different beauty in nearly empty seats, in hearing every dialogue without competing beats. Last show in row K feels honest and contained, no need for spectacle, no pressure to be named. Just light against a darkened room, narrative and frame, strangers breathing softly in rhythm with the same. Stay till the credits, don't rush the end, let it land. Halfway through I glance around, blue light, bright faces, a couple leaning close in comfortable small spaces. An older man alone, hands folded in his lap, eyes fixed and steady, scenes collapsing map. Climax comes without a roar, just a deeper hush. No phones raised in the air, no restless, noisy rush. When credits start to roll, names rising way tall, nobody stands too quickly, we let the silence fall. Last show in row K, projector winding down, the beam grows thin and softer as house lights glow around. We file out without applause, past posters and shine, carrying that final scene across the closing line. Take it with you. The lobby feels much larger now. Without the earlier noise, I step into the cooler night, still holding on to poise. Last show in okay, not loud but deeply true. Some endings speak the clearest when the crowd is few.
like you allowed to be seen. Just steady the way you move, like you knew exactly what you mean. Didn't plan to stay that night, almost left at 9. But something in your silence made me ignore the time. I told myself before you never before. Don't build a house from thoughts and words. Don't open every door. But every time you said my name, it landed soft and slow, like it had always lived there, like it was meant to know. I wasn't searching for a spark of fireworks in disguise. I wanted something grounded with honest open eyes. Yeah, here I was off balance, laughing far too much, feeling warmth beneath my skin from just a simple touch. Falling without warning, no countdown, no alarm, just a steady rising rhythm in the cradle of your arm. Not reckless like a free fall, not fragile like before, just a quiet kind of courage walking through your door. You asked me what I feared the most. I almost said your name, because the way you look at me could set my world aflame. But I kept it light and playful, said heights and crowded rooms. You said you'd stand beside me if either one resumes. We talked about our separate scars without comparing pain. No measuring who lost more, no competition in the rain. Just two people acknowledging that love can bend and break, and still decide to show up for another chance to take. You across the small cafe table, brushed crumbs from my sleeve. Such an ordinary gesture, but hard enough to believe. Something was blooming in that careful space between your quiet confidence and the softness in my face. I'm falling without warning, but not without my will. I feel the ground beneath me. I'm standing steady still. This isn't desperation. It isn't filling space. It's choosing to move forward at my own considered pace. I see the way you listen when I drift into a thought. You never rush the end. You hold each word I brought, and in that patient silence, I feel myself expand. Like love is less a falling, more a gently offered hand. Then when you warm around us, we walked without a map. Your shoulder brushed against mine in every easy gap. There was no need for grandness, no need to overplay. Just comfort in the nearness that quietly chose to stay. I don't know where this leads to. I don't demand of you. I only know my guarded heart feels different right now. Not bursting into chaos, not trembling at the seams. Just opening a new way, like stepping toward a dream. Falling without warning, but rising just the same. Because this time I'm not afraid of where I place my name. If this becomes a lifetime or simply passing through, I'm grateful that I felt this when I looked at you. So take my hand tomorrow, let's see what we can build. Not from urgent promises, but from a space fulfilled. And if my heart is falling, it's falling wide awake, choosing love with open eyes for its own brave sake.
push the glass door open, hear the open. The carpet smells like soda and something faintly sweet. Machines still flashing color and program neon lines, but everything feels closer than it did at night. When I was small, this place felt like a universe. Buttons bigger than my hands. Every lost place, tickets spilling from the slide, like treasure from a cave. Believing one more token was the prize I'd always crave. The arcade is small and the ceiling's not so high. Dragging on the racing game doesn't fill the sky, but I still hear the echo of coins against the tray, and the version of myself who spent whole afternoons this way. The piano shifts between two moods, light and slightly wide, brushes tapping youthful beats, then slower ones that glide. The bass line hums consistent, bridging then and now, like something underneath it all that still knows how. Back then I'd stand on tiptoe to reach the joystick frame, certain I could master every single game. No thought beyond the moment, no schedule in my head, just flashing lights and joystick fights and fries and soda bread. Now I swipe a plastic card instead of feeding coins. No pockets full of metal, no clattering rejoins. I tap the same old button, but I don't lean as far. Confidence replaced the way I used to spar. The arcade is smaller now, but I am larger too. Not taller, just in inches, but in what I've walked through. The games are still unwinnable in their stubborn loops, but I don't take it personal when the high score swoops. You were so serious about pixel dragons. I watch a kid beside me grip the wheel too tight, eyes wide in concentration, as if this is the fight. I recognize that focus, that fearless, loud intent, the way the present moment felt entirely spent. There's something sweet in seeing what hasn't really changed. Joy still hides in blinking lights and prizes cheaply arranged. But I don't need the jackpot or tickets in a stream. I only an earlier dream. The arcade is smaller now, yet somehow just as bright. Not because it grew again, but because I hold it light. Past and present overlapping in colors red and blue. Turns out the room stayed steady, it's just that I outgrew. You did okay. Step back through the doorway, bell ringing like before. The afternoon was wider than I was unsure. The arcade is smaller now, but not in any wrong. It simply fits the memory of who I've been all along.
back of a drawer. Edges weren't softer than before. Pages holding lines I wrote when I wrote without a vote. Ink a little faded now, but every word still knows me somehow. Dreams sketched in restless lines, ambitions drawn between the signs. I used to carry them like fire, held together by desire. Then life rearranged the view, and other callings pulled me through. It wasn't failure, wasn't fear, just seasons shifting year by year. Responsibilities gently grew, and something quiet inside withdrew. But standing here with paper thin between the past and where I've been, I feel a pulse I recognize, not loud but steady in my eyes. The bass of memory hums below, a patient grounding undertow, reminding me of who I was before I learned the word. Because I don't blame the roads I chose, they shaped the strength I always rose. Yet something tender asked for space to breathe again at its own pace. So I sit down without defense, let old intentions make their sense. Not chasing glory, not a race, just meeting that familiar face. I trace the outline of a plan that once felt bigger than I am. Now it feels honest, calm and clear, a calling quietly drawing near. I'm not the girl who wrote these lines, but she still lives between the signs. And maybe she has waited long to hear her echo in a song. There's wisdom now I didn't own, a steady rooted tone, less hunger for applause or flame, or love for craft without a name. I don't need youth to make it real, or urgency to seal the deal, just daily steps that feel aligned with what has always moved my mind. If progress comes in gentle waves, I'll meet it with the grace it craves. No sudden leap, no frantic climb, just faithful work one line at a time. The chore no longer feels like loss or something time has colored across. It feels like soil beneath the ground, where patient seeds are safely found. I close my eyes and see the thread between the paths my feet have tread. Nothing wasted, nothing torn, every chapter reborn. So I pick up the pen again, not to prove or to pretend, but to answer something true that quietly still grew. The world may not have paused for me or waited for this clarity, but I am here, and that is enough to shape the dream from gentle stuff. And as the evening leans in slow, I feel that steady undertow. The drawer I opened wasn't past, it was a promise built to last.
I found it in the bottom drawer under old receipts and pens. A notebook filled with younger lines from who I was back then. Pages edged and faded blue, corners slightly torn. Dreams I wrote in careful ink before I learned to mourn. I used to talk about it like it was already mine, like time was wide and endless, like I would always find the courage in the moment, the perfect open door. But years began to layer up, and I stopped keeping score. Not too late for this, that's what the silence said, when I held those fragile pages close against my chest. Not too late to try again or take a different turn. Some fires don't disappear, they quietly wait to burn. Piano moves in rising chords, gentle but aware. Brushes keep a steady pulse, like breathing in fresh air. The bass line hums beneath it, low and reassuring, like something deep inside of me, still steady and enduring. There were jobs that felt important, bills that had to be paid, responsibilities growing in the choices that I made. I told myself the dream was something meant for you, a chapter closed politely by practical truth. But reading those old sentences, I saw it wasn't gone, just folded up for safety, waiting to be drawn. The spark inside the margins, the hope between each line, wasn't asking for permission, it was asking for my time. Not too late for this, even if I'm not the same, even if the road ahead looks nothing like me. I once imagined clearly in that younger mind, growth isn't losing wonder, it's learning to redefine. You don't have to be who you were to begin. There's wisdom in the waiting, there's strength inside delay. Sometimes life prepares you in a slower hidden way. Maybe all the detours, all the steady years built a kind of courage stronger than my fears. I place the notebook on the desk where I can see it stand, not as a quiet memory, but as a living plan. The future doesn't shimmer with impossible display. It looks like small consistent steps starting here. Not too late for this, that truth feels calm and clear. No frantic reinvention, no sudden atmosphere, just willingness to honor what still feels alive, to give that early vision another chance to thrive. You're not behind, you're becoming. I don't need applause for it or headlines in my name. I just need to recognize that longing wasn't vain. Some dreams mature with patience, they don't expire with age. They simply change their shape as we turn another page. It's not too late for this, not too far to go. The pace may look different, but it's mine and it will grow. And somewhere in that younger ink I see a quiet sign. The dream was never leaving, it was waiting for its time.
Watched you standing by the doorway, keys resting in your hand, the way you pause before you leave. I understand there's a quiet in that moment between the here and there, where childhood lingers softly in the way you brush your hair. You no longer need me to pack back your careful days. You've grown into decisions in your thoughtful, steady ways. Still I see the younger you running through the hall, laughing without measure, not afraid to fall. I try to teach you balance without holding you too tight, to offer steady presence but not eclipse your light. There were nights I questioned if I had said enough, if I had given guidance without making it too rough. You learn by doing, by becoming, by testing every scene, by shaping your own boundaries, by naming every dream. The world will ask for many things. It may demand your speed, but never trade your center breath for someone else's need. You don't have to shine the loudest to prove that you are strong. Strength can live in softness and still carry you along. There will be rooms that question you and voices that compare, but trust the calm inside your chest, it's always been there. You choose with courage, even when unsure. I've seen you speak with kindness, balanced, warm and pure. Not flawless, not rehearsed, but real in every tone. You stand in your own rhythm, unapologetically your own. If ever doubt should visit and whisper you are small, remember how you learned to walk by rising from each fall. I did not lift you endlessly or clear your path ahead. I stood nearby with open hands and let your steps be led, not by fear of losing or by my careful view, but by the steady pulse that has always been in you. You are not my unfinished dream nor proof of what I've done. You are a life unfolding, independent as the sun. Carry what feels honest, leave what weighs you down. You don't owe the world a crown, just walk with lifted ground. Let your laughter ring unfiltered, let your silence rest. You don't need permission to choose what suits you best. And when you build your future in places far from mine, know that love does not diminish across the edge of time. I will not hold you back, nor measure what you gain. I'll stand in quiet gratitude for who you've chosen to remain. So when you step into your own light without a borrowed frame, remember home is not a place, it's the courage in your name. And every time you face the day with balance in your sight, you carry more than history, you carry steady light.
The court is mostly empty, with paint fading on the lens. Chain that's swaying slightly, and leftover daylight sounds. Sneakers on the concrete, echo sharp and clean. A single orange spinning, where louder games have been. There were crowds here earlier, score kept out loud, arguments about the foul voices. Fierce and proud, but evening pulls the volume down, leaves only rim and breeze, and the steady bounce returns like a rhythm I can't keep. Last shot after 6, no one left to guard. No defender in my vision, no scoreboard keeping cards. Just dark against the cooling sky, release against my palm. A private kind of focus, steady, loose and calm. The piano plays lies in syncopation, light but firm and sure. Brushes tap a lazy swing, measured and secure. The bass line hums beneath it, deep within my chest, like a grounded reassurance that effort is the test. I take another dribble, feel the grip align, spin the ball on fingertips, tracing muscle memory line. No pressure in the outcome. If it drops or rims, the value lives inside the motion, not in whether it wins. I used to play to prove a point, to silence every doubt, measuring my worth in points, shouting when I'd foul out. Something shifted over time and how I keep the score. The practice matters more to me than what the crowd is for. Last shot after 6 teaches me to stay in repetition, in the form, in small consistent play. Every miss a lesson, every make a nod. Conversation between me, the concrete and the odds. No more, just one more for the feel of it. Sweat cools along my collar, breast steady in my throat. The sky turns from pale blue to something deeper, remote. Street lights flicker softly, casting longer lines. Shadows stretch like quiet proof of passing patient time. The chain that rings metallic as the ball slips through. A sound both sharp and honest, not loud but true. No one cheers or notices, no highlight to replay, just satisfaction settling at the end of day. Last shot after 6, I gather up the ball, tuck it under one arm, hear the distant call of traffic moving somewhere beyond the outer fence, carrying a calm resolve and simple confidence. You showed up, that's enough. I walk back past the benches where bags once used to lie. The court now dim behind me, under open sky. Not chasing any spotlight, not measuring the wind, just grateful for the quiet that practice builds within.
The engine hums beneath my hands, a low and steady tone. Dashboard lights and muted blues. The road ahead is open wide, no traffic pressing near, just scattered lamps along a line like markers. I didn't leave to run away or silence any fear. I left to feel the quiet stretch of open atmosphere. Windows cracked to let in air, cool against my skin. Music barely above a whisper, letting thought drift in. The city fades behind the curve, buildings shrinking small. In the rearview mirror's glow, I see it all. Not as weight or tangled noise, but chapters neatly placed. Moments lived and moments lost, all gently faced. The highway keeps a measured pace, white lines passing by, like rushing drums in steady time underneath the sky. I loosen both my careful grip on things I cannot steer. Let the present fill the car without a trace of fear. something honest in the dark when headlights guide the way. It doesn't ask for performance or brighter display, just direction and intention, focused and aligned. The world reduced to forward motion, clear inside my mind. I think of conversations held and ones I left unsaid. They don't feel sharp or heavy now, just resting in my head. The radio plays something wrong, chord that feels like home. I hum alone without a plan, comfortable alone. Street signs flashing, quiet rhythm green against the night. Each one offering a choice, left or right. But I don't need to chase a turn or search for something new. This drive itself is enough, clear and true. There's no destination fixed, no clock I must obey. Just smiles unfolding calmly under silver gray. I pass beneath an overpass, sound shifting for a beat and opening again. And complete. The steering wheel feels steady, balanced in my palm. Every breath a gentle claim of grounded calm. I remember nights when motion felt like restless flight, when driving and avoiding thoughts I couldn't fight. But tonight is different, there's no edge to smooth, no urgency to outrun or anything to prove. I pull beside a lookout point, city far below, lights scattered like constellations in softened glow. I turn the engine off and sit in lingering hush. The silence does not press on me or rush. It feels expansive, patient, like something meant to be. A pocket of unmeasured time held just for me. When I start the car again and merge back into lane I carry, not escape but clarity regained. Midnight does not swallow or blur what I have known. It sharpens gentle focus on the life I am. And as the road keeps stretching under starless skies, I move in quiet certainty. As I drive.
Ticket stub between my feet, edges slightly torn, posters fading in the hall. From weekends long out warm, popcorn scent still in the air. Salt and butter thin, neon arrows blinking slow. Calling no one in, the usher barely looks at me. As I pass the door, only 5 of us tonight, scattered across the floor. Seats that once held crowded, now rest in quiet red. Whispers bouncing lightly where louder lines were said. Last show in Roquet, screen already dim, trailers fading into the dark. Edges soft and slow, projector hum behind the wall. Steady, low, discreet, a beam of light cutting through the dust and rising heat. The piano leans in tender chords, wide and cinematic. Brushes mark a patient sway, unhurried, automatic. The bass line hums beneath it, deep like distant drums. A grounding undercurrent as the feature finally comes. The opening scene unfolds in colors cool and wide. Faces larger than the stories magnified. Laughter from the back row, soft and slightly late. Shared reflections ripple across the narrow space. I used to chase the premieres, crowds and open night, lines around the corner, cameras flashing bright. But there's a different beauty in nearly empty seats, in hearing every dialogue without competing beats. Last show in row K feels honest and contained. No need for spectacle, no pressure to be made. Just light against a darkened room, narrative and frame, and strangers breathing softly in rhythm with the same. Stay till the credit, don't rush the end, let it land. Halfway through I glance around, blue light on quiet faces, a couple leaning close in comfortable small spaces. An older man alone, hands folded in his lap, eyes fixed and steady as scenes collapse and map. The climax comes without a roar, just a deeper hush. No phones raised in the air, no restless noisy rush. When credits start to roll, names rising white and tall, nobody stands too quickly, we let the silence fall. Last show in row K, projector winding down, the beam grows thin and softer as house lights glow around. We file out without pause, past posters losing shine, carrying that final scene across the closing line. Good film. Take it with you. The lobby feels much larger now, without the earlier noise. I step into the cooler night, still holding on to poise. Last show in row K, not loud but deeply true. Some endings speak the clearest when the crowd is few. Push the glass door open, hear the old bell ring. The carpet smells like soda and something faintly sweet. Machines still flashing colors and program neon lines, but everything feels closer than it did at night. When I was small, this place felt like a universe, buttons bigger than my hands, every loss a curse, tickets spilling from the slot like treasure from a cave. Believing one more token was the prize I'd always craved. The arcade is smaller now, the ceiling's not so high, the dragon on the racing game doesn't fill the sky, but I still hear the echo of coins against the tray, and the version of myself who spent whole afternoons this way. The piano shifts between two moves, light and slightly wide, brushes tapping youthful beats and slower ones that glide. The bass line hums consistent, bridging then and now, like something underneath it all that still knows how. Back then I'd stand on tiptoe to reach the joystick frame, certain I could master every single game. No thought beyond the moment, no schedule in my head, just flashing lights and joystick fights and fries and soda bread. Now I swipe a plastic card instead of feeding coins, no pockets full of metal, no clattering rejoins. I tap the same old button, but I don't lean as far. Confidence replaced the way I used to spar. The arcade is smaller now, but I am larger too. Not taller just in inches, but in what I've walked through. The games are still unwinnable in their stubborn loops, but I don't take it personal when the high score swoops. You were so serious about pixel dragons. I watch a kid beside me grip the wheel too tight, eyes wide in concentration, as if this is the fight. I recognize that focus, that fearless loud intent, the way the present moment felt entirely spent. There's something sweet in seeing what hasn't really changed. Joy still hides in blinking lights and prizes cheaply arranged. But I don't need the jackpot or tickets in a stream. I only came to visit an earlier dream. The arcade is smaller now, yet somehow just as bright. Not because it grew again, but because I hold it light. Past and present overlapping in colors red and blue. Turns out the room stays steady, it's just that I outgrew. You did okay. You did okay. I step back through the doorway, bell ringing like before. The afternoon feels wider than when I was unsure. The arcade is smaller now, but not in any wrong. It simply fits the memory of who I've been all along.
I watched you tying your hair this morning, the same small habit from years ago. Your hands move quicker now than mine, but I still see the child I know. You don't need me to pack your days or smooth the corners of your plans. You've grown into your careful grace with steady heart and capable hands. There were nights I lay awake, wondering how much I should say, how to guide without control, how to let you find your way. I try to give you room to fall without letting you break at all. Try to hold the door half wide so courage could stand at your side. You carry questions in your eyes, bigger than the ones I knew. Chasing roads I've never walked, dreaming dreams entirely new. And though I cannot map them out or clear each doubt that comes along, I trust the rhythm in your chest, it's been resilient all along. You don't have to win the race or prove the strength you already own. The quiet way you face the world has always brightly shone. There will be days that test your will, moments sharp and unforeseen, but you were built with patient fire and something beautifully keen. I see it when you speak your mind, not loud but firm and kind. I hear it when you choose your ground, balanced, thoughtful sound. If ever you forget your worth or feel too small to stand, remember how you learn to walk by letting go of my hand. Not because I stepped away, but because you chose to try. Each wobble shaped your steady step, each tear taught you to rise. You are not the sum of praise, nor the weight of passing blame. You are the pulse of your own days, with no one else to claim. When you walk into unknown rooms, hold your shoulders free. There's history in the way you move, a quiet legacy, not perfection, not design, just defined by time, carried in the tone you speak in every hill you climb. And if the path feels steep at times, or lonely in the crowd, know that strength can whisper. It doesn't need to be loud. I won't chase your changing sky or anchor you to mine. I'll stand here steady, proud and still, while you redraw your lines. So go and write and fearlessly across the years you claim. I'll be the voice that softly says you've always been enough, the same. And when you walk your chosen way, through joy, through doubt, through change, remember home is not a place, it's the courage in your name.
Boxes stacked against the wall, names written in black ink, echo in an empty room, gives me space to think. Keys still cold inside my hand, oh, not fully known. Every sound unfamiliar, but somehow still my own. The hallway smells like fresh paint, footsteps softly fade. Someone laughing 2 floors down, in a language slightly strange. Street lights flicker patiently outside the narrow pane. A city I have never walked, whispering my name. First night on a new street, nothing set in stone. Every shadow holds a story I have yet to know. Not afraid of being new, or not knowing the way. There's freedom in the blankets of an unarranged day. The piano moves in gentle chords, careful and aware. Brushes sweeping quiet arcs like dust in evening. The bass line hums beneath it, low and unconfined. A steady pulse reminding me I'm not leaving me behind. I place a cup on cardboard, sit cross-legged on the floor. No curtains on the windows yet, no pictures by the door. The silence is empty, it feels wide and awake, like something waiting patiently for the first small step I'll take. First night on a new street, no history to defend, no past mistakes replaying around another bend. Just breathing in the present, letting nerves unwind. There's courage in beginning without a fixed design. It's alright to not have all the answers right now. I think about the mornings that haven't happened yet. Coffee on this windowsill, sunrise I haven't met. Neighbors I will recognize by rhythm of their door. Conversations in the stairwell I've never heard before. There's beauty in the unknown, maps without a marking, turning on a single lamp inside a quiet dark. Not everything familiar, has to follow through. Sometimes growth is choosing the path that challenges you. First night on a new street, I listen to the rain, soft against the rooftop, like it's calling my name. Not warning, not demanding, just steady as it falls. A gentle introduction to these brand new walls. You made it here. That's enough for now. I stretch out on the hardwood with boxes as a frame. The ceiling feels much higher without a past to claim. There's space for different versions of who I might become. Room for quiet confidence in what is yet to come. First night on a new street feels open and alive. Not certain, not completed, but willing to arrive. If tomorrow brings confusion or streets I can't yet read, I'll walk them slowly, learning at exactly the right speed.
I found it tucked between old pages, a sketch of something I once knew. Lines written with impatient heart, shades of fear. I almost didn't recognize the handwriting is mine. So certain its upward reach, so confident in line. Back then the future felt so wide, like doors without a key. I thought desire alone would build a bridge in front of me, but life arrived with gentle weight. Responsibilities grew, not crushing, just amending space and asking something new. So I folded up that fragile map and placed it out of sight, not as surrender, not as loss, just hidden from the light. Years moved on in steady terms. I learned a deep how to sustain, how to endure, how to protect my heart. Yet standing here with paper thin between my past and now, I feel that early pulse again, returning somehow. It doesn't rush or shout my name, it doesn't plead or cry. It simply rests beneath my ribs and asks me not to deny the dream is different than before, less polished, less extreme. It doesn't need a crowded stage or glittering regime. It asks for time carved out each day, for practice without space, for quiet rooms and honest work in measured, faithful ways. I used to crave the outer proof that I was moving fast, but meaning isn't built on speed or shadows that are cast. There's wisdom in a slower climb, in building stone by stone, in choosing growth that roots itself instead of being shown. I trace the outline once again of what I hope to be, and notice how it still aligns with who I've grown to see. The world is changing, so have I. My voice more warm and sure. I no longer chase applause to feel that I endure. Now I create because it's true, because it shapes my air, because there's something in the act that feels like living prayer. The folded paper in my hand is softer at the seam, not born from failure or regret, but patient with the dream. I smooth it out across the desk, let daylight find its place, and see the lines still breathing there with quiet dream I folded years ago. It's never meant to fade. It waited for a fuller heart and hands less unafraid. So I begin without a rush, without dramatic claim. Just breath and focus, warm and clear. Rewriting its name, not chasing what I used to be, nor racing toward a claim, but honoring the steady truth that called me just the same. The dream I folded away has never left my side. It rises now in quiet strength, with nothing left to.
Boarding pass folded in my hand. Coffee going warm, slow. Announcements in a distant tone, soft echoes through the glow. Runway lights like scattered stars across the waiting glass. Engines humming somewhere far as heavy shadows pass. Most of the seats are half asleep, heads leaning to the side. Backpacks tucked like quiet guards inside. Screens flicker in the dim blue light. Charging cables snake. Everyone suspended between the move we'll make. Gate 27 before dawn, nothing yet begun. No wheels lifted from the ground, no rising of the sun. Just breath inside or holding space where time feels stretched and wide. Anticipation resting without a need to hide. The piano moves in open chord, space like empty air. Brushes sweep a subtle beat, almost unaware. The bass line hums beneath it, low and calm and deep, like reassurance traveling through layers of lost sleep. I watch the runway blinking in measured patient lines, thinking of the different roads that shape these older times. Trips that felt like running, trips that felt like free. Trips that tried to fix a thing that only needed truth. But this one feels much simpler. No drama in the frame, just curiosity unfolding without a need for name. Not leaving something broken, not chasing something great, just stepping into movement at the edge of night. Gate 27 before dawn feels steady, not extreme, like a quiet page between two chapters of a dream. There's power in the waiting, not yet taking flight, in knowing change can gather gently in the light. You ready? Even if you don't feel loud about it. A child across the aisle stares out at the wind, tracing fog on window glass and absent. A woman scrolls through photos of someone back at home. Lives about to separate, yet never fully gone. I close my eyes a moment, let the hum surround. Feel the ground beneath my feet, still solid on the ground. Movement hasn't started, but something in me has. A widening horizon beyond what came to pass. Gate 27 before dawn, soon they'll call my road. The line will form in quiet and we'll stand up slow. But right now in the almost before the sky turns pale. I'm grateful for the stillness, for the engine sail. Take a breath, you're on your way. The speaker cracks and clears its throat, a final boarding call. I rise without reluctance, not braced against a fall. Because departure isn't loss, and arrival isn't proof. It's simply forward motion, aligned with deeper truth.
The key turns slow inside the lock, a sound both small and new. The door swung wide to empty walls and light I never knew. Boxes line the wooden floor, marked in careful pen. Fragments of a former life waiting to begin again. The air held no familiar scent, no memory in the pain. Just space untouched by history, unwritten and untamed. I stepped across the hollow room, footsteps clear and bright. Every echo answering back in open afternoon light. There's something brave in empty rooms and walls that haven't heard your laughter or your late night thoughts or every careful word I said. My coat along the chair unfolded, simple plans, not grand designs of who I'll be, just daily patience spans. The windows faced a different street, trees bending near the glass, cars moving at a soft pace, letting moments pass. I used to think a house was built from walls already worn, from patterns learned in furniture shaped into familiar form. But standing here with nothing placed, no pictures on the wall, I feel a quiet confidence that I can shape it all. The kitchen counter cooling bare waits for cups and plates, for morning light and evening talks, for open easy states. I open boxes one by one, books stacked by the floor, each spine a thread of who I've been, crossing every door. This isn't just relocation or a postal change, it's choosing where my voice will live in rhythm and in range. I place a lamp beside the couch, test the gentle glow, it settles in without demand, soft and low. The floorboards creak beneath my step, like learning how I move, adapting to my presence here, finding steady groove. I hang a coat by the narrow door, slide shoes beneath the stand, little rituals forming in unclaimed land. The walls no longer feel so wide or distant from my name, they lean in closer as if to say, be ready for the flame. Not blazing wild or fierce, but warm and quietly sure, a lived-in kind of brightness, steady and secure. I imagine mornings in this place, coffee near the sink, late nights writing careful lines, with room enough to think this house will hear my laughter and witness silent tears. It will not judge the days I doubt or measure passing years, it will simply hold the shape of how I choose to be, open in its corners, honest and free. As twilight paints the empty space in amber, soft and slow, I sit against the painted wall and let the stillness grow. Not lonely, not unfinished, but waiting to be claimed. Every room a quiet promise, unlabeled and unnamed. I do not fear the blankness here, wish for something more. I feel the strength of starting fresh as I close the door, because a home is not the past or what has come before. It's the courage to begin again in rooms with open corners.
Locked doors and muted roads, tile cool beneath my feet. Echo of a distant splash, soft and incomplete. Chlorine inside air, sharp but somehow clean. Steam rising from the water, silver and serene. Dip a hand before I dive, feel the temperature, not cold enough to hesitate. Just honest, clear and sure. The surface breaks around my arms, sound dissolves out. World reduced to breathing pool, measured, steady close. First lane at 6, water wide and still. No scoreboard on the wall, no race against my will. Stroking breath in sequence, kicking, turning line. A private kind of rhythm where body meets the mind. The piano plays in open tone, lightly spaced. Brushes mimic chord drops in gentle brushed embrace. The bass line hums beneath it, low like distant tide. A grounded undertone carries each glide. Underneath the surface, noise becomes a blur. Conversations fade away into a softened stir. Thoughts that felt insistent lose their sharp demand. They thin between the bubbles and slip right through my hand. I used to swim for speed, counting every lap, chasing numbers on the clock, refusing any gap. But now I move more evenly, not driven by the pace. There's freedom in the absence of something less. First lane at 6, breath steady and slow. Each exhale a release of things I let go. Walls approach, then disappear. In quiet repetition, there's clarity in movement without competition. Just one more length, not to win, but to feel. Light filters through the ceiling, shifting broken beams, dancing on the tiled floor like scattered silver streams. I turn beneath the surface, push off from the wall, feel the glide extend without force at all. There's comfort in the pattern, firm embrace and how it holds me in a room. No judgment in its space, doesn't care for titles, what I did before. It meets me where I enter, nothing less or more. First lane at 6, pool nearly empty still. When I climb out slowly, there's calm in every limb. Towel wrapped around my shoulders, morning close softly behind me. Street air crisp and light, but part of that blue stillness walks quietly inside first lane at 6. A reflection true, carried in the rhythm of everything I do.
We didn't light the candles, we didn't pour the wine. No need for decoration to mark a fragile line. You sat across the table like every night before, except the air between us knew something more. I traced the edge of your sleeve, you watched my steady hands. We spoke about the weather like we had other plans, but underneath the surface where honesty can hide, there was a quiet knowing we couldn't push aside. The last night we were us, no thunder, no collapse, just two familiar heartbeats, counting careful gaps. No anger in the silence, no bitterness to prove, just love that had grown gentler with nothing left to move. We talked about the early days when everything was new, how we would miss the bus on purpose just to talk it through, how you would pull me closer in the middle of the street like the whole wide world was ours under tired city heat. We laughed at our old arguments, the ones that felt so big. Now they seem like stepping stones to who we had to live. Becoming through the friction, growing through the strain. Sometimes love refines you even when it cannot remain. I reached across and held your face, not clinging, not in fear, just memorizing details that once felt so near. The curve beside your left eye, the softness in your jaw, the version of you I learned without a single flaw. The last night we were us, no breaking plates in two, no promises to rewrite or vows to make anew, just gratitude unfolding across the kitchen light for everything we learned before this gentle night. You told me I was braver than I believed I could be, that loving me had changed you in ways you'll always see. I told you I was grateful for every steady year, for how you held my shaking and met me without fear. There was no need for rescue, no grand dramatic plea. We both had grown in directions that asked to be set free. And sometimes that's the courage not to hold too tight, but to loosen with compassion on a quiet night. We wash the cups together like ritual and release. Your shoulder brushed against mine with practiced easy peace. It didn't feel like ending, more like turning a page where two complete and tender hearts step into a different stage. The last night we were us, we let the future breathe, not as something stolen, but something we could leave in the hands of better timing, in the space of kinder truth. We gave each other dignity along with fading youth. When it was time for sleeping, you held me like before, across the floor. We didn't rush the doorway or hesitate once more. You picked up your small suitcase, I walked you to the hall. A simple gesture, we honored it all. The last night we were us, I'll never feel undone. It lives inside my breathing like something gently won. Not every love must linger to prove that it was right. Some stories end in kindness, like ours did last night.
You still thinking about it? You asked across the sink. Dishes halfway done, water running thin. I mean the thing you said last week about the class, the run, the book you swore you'd finally write before the year is done. I dried my hands on them, pretending not to hear. You know how Mondays go, I said, they disappear. You laugh like you had practiced that exact reply before. You've been starting Mondays since 2024. We said we'd start Monday every single time. Gym shoes by the doorway, still a perfect line. Not broken, not defeated, just comfortably laid. Living in the promise of a plan not yet made. The piano's got a playful lean, almost teasing light. Brushes snap with subtle wit, not heavy, not too tight. The bass line walks with attitude, confident, amused, like it's heard this conversation, knows how it concludes. You don't need a Monday, you said leaning in. Tuesday works just fine, you know, or right now or within. I rolled my eyes dramatically like I always do, but something in your tone felt inconveniently true. We've bought the journals, calendars, highlighters and rows, made ambitious spreadsheets with color-coded goals. Sworn that this is different, this is finally it. Then ordered takeout quietly, Netflix after it. We said we'd start Monday because it sounds so clean, a fresh official gateway to the disciplined routine. But maybe we don't need a trumpet or a drum. Maybe starting softly is how things get done. What if we just begin right here? You grabbed your coat and key, said walk with me instead. No 10-mile transformation, just around the block, you said. I sighed like it was sacrifice of something grand and rare, but slipped on shoes regardless, because you were standing there. Outside the air was simple, no soundtrack, no parade, just footsteps finding rhythm in the choice we made. We didn't map a future or swear to never quit. We just kept moving forward a little bit by bit. We said we'd start Monday, but Wednesday did just fine. No headline, no announcement, no perfect leader line. Life doesn't need a ceremony to shift into gear. Sometimes it starts in kitchen light, between the plates and here. So, tomorrow again. You smiled without conditions. Sure, if not then, we'll start the next small minute like we always can. And suddenly the grand idea fell lighter in its way, not waiting for a Monday to choose another day.
I watched you tying your hair this morning, the same small habit from years ago. Your hands move quicker now than mine, but I still see the child. I know you don't need me to pack your days or smooth the corners of your plans. You've grown into your careful grace with steady heart and capable hands. And as I lay awake, wondering how much I should say, how to guide without control, how to let you find your way. I try to give you room to fall without letting you break it all. Try to hold the door half wide so courage could stand at your side. You carry questions in your eyes bigger than the ones I knew, chasing roads I've never walked, dreaming dreams entirely new. And though I cannot map them out or clear each doubt that comes along, I trust the rhythm in your chest. It's been resilient all along. You don't have to win a race or prove the strength you already own. The quiet way you face the world has always brightly shone. There will be days that test your will, moments sharp and unforeseen, but you are built with patient fire and something beautifully keen. I see it when you speak your mind, not loud but firm and kind. I hear it when you choose your ground, balanced, thoughtful sound. If ever you forget your worth or feel too small to stand, remember how you learned to walk by letting go of my hand. Not because I stepped away, but because you chose to try. Each wobble shaped your steady step, each tear taught you to rise. You are not the sum of praise, nor the weight of passing blame. You are the pulse of your own days, with no one else to claim. When you walk into unknown rooms, hold your shoulders free. There's history in the way you move, a quiet legacy. Not perfection, not design, just love refined by time, carried in the tone you speak in every hill you climb. And if the path feels steep at times or lonely in the crowd, know that strength can whisper low. It doesn't need to be loud. I won't chase your changing sky or anchor you to mine. I'll stand here steady, proud and still while you redraw your line. So go and ride it fearless, sink across the years you claim. I'll be the voice that softly says you've always been enough the same. And when you walk your chosen way through joy, through doubt, through change, remember home is not a place, it's the courage in your name.
against the names written in black ink, echoing in empty room, gives me space to think. Key still cold inside my hand, the door not fully known. Every sound unfamiliar, but somehow still mine. The hallway smells like fresh, footsteps softly fade. Someone laughing 2 floors down in a language slightly strange. Streetlights flicker patiently outside the narrow pane. A city I have never walked, whispering my name. First night on a new street, nothing set in stone. Every shadow holds a story I have yet to own. Not afraid of being new or not knowing the way. There's freedom in the blankness of an unarranged day. The piano moves in gentle chords, careful and aware. Brushes sweeping quiet arcs like dust in evening air. The bassline hums beneath it, low and unconfined. A steady pulse reminding me I'm not leaving me behind. I place a cup on cardboard, sit cross-legged on the floor. No curtains on the windows, yet no pictures by the door. The silence isn't empty, it feels wide and awake, like something waiting patiently for the first small step I'll take. First night on a new street, no history to defend. No past mistakes replaying around another bend. Just breathing in the present, letting nerves unwind. There's courage in beginning without a fixed design. It's alright to not have all the answers right now. I think about the mornings that haven't happened. Coffee on this windowsill, sunrise I haven't met. Neighbors I will recognize by rhythm of their door. Conversations in the stairwell I've never heard before. There's beauty in the unknown and maps without a mark. And turning on a single lamp inside a quiet dark. Not everything familiar has to follow through. Sometimes growth is choosing a place that challenges you. First night on a new street, I listen to the rain, soft against the rooftop like it's calling my name. Not warning, not demanding, just steady as it falls. A gentle introduction to these brand new walls. You made it here, that's enough for now. I stretch out on the hardwood with bodies of flame. The ceiling feels much higher without a past to claim. There's space for different versions of who I might become. Room for quiet confidence in what is yet to come. First night on a new street feels open and alive. Not certain, not completed, but willing to arrive. If tomorrow or streets I can't yet read, I'll walk them slowly at exactly the right speed.
found it tucked between old pages, a sketch of something I once knew. Lines drawn with impatient hope and shades of fearless blue. I almost didn't recognize the handwriting as mine. So certain in its upward reach, so confident in line. Back then the future felt so